I think a lot of people have joined in, and if you want to invite other members of your teammates, we encourage you to, invite your designers, engineers, so that everyone can be a part of the event. So we have a quite in-depth webinar planned for you for RISAConnection. So without further ado, I'll start with some polls. So we have some polls prepared for today. So these will be around RISAConnection and today's webinar. We want to get an understanding of what your usage and knowledge about RISA is, so that we can focus more of our webinars, upcoming webinars towards you. So we'll start with some quick polls, and after that we'll move on to the presentation uh, and today's webinar. Good number of responses. So yeah, so without further ado, let's start with the presentation. So good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to today's webinar. Today's webinar will be focusing on Introduction to RISA Connection, which is an essential tool for steel connection design. Myself, Ashwin Nagar, I'm from Acero Consulting Engineers, and we are the channel partners of Nimisha Group. It's honestly great to have you all here today. So this webinar is designed specifically for structural engineers, consultants, design professionals who work with steel connections, steel structures, and want faster, more reliable ways to design and verify their connection designs. So thank you all for being here with us today, this afternoon, and let's get started. Firstly, here's a quick look at today's agenda. So we'll start with a brief introduction to RISA Connection, and we will follow it by key technical features. Then we'll move on to live software showcase, the main event, and see how the software works. We'll also cover the integration with other suite and BIM and discuss the licensing and software support. We'll finally wrap up with the Q&A session at the end of today's webinar. So here is what you can expect to take away from today's webinar. So firstly, you will get a strong understanding of RISAConnection's capabilities, right? And how its advanced features can support efficient steel connection design. We will also share the best practices so that you can lead with the confidence to apply RISAConnection and RISA Suite effectively into your projects. Finally, we will share some resource material like documentation, tutorials, and also a participation certificate at the end of the webinar. Taking a look at today's presenter, so I'd like to introduce today's presenter, Mr. Kirti Chandra Joshi. He's our structural engineer at Acero Consulting Engineers, and he holds MTech in structures from Delhi Technological University. He has hands-on experience in RISA, Adapt, Bluebeam, Idea Statica, and other softwares. He is a certified trainer in RISA and has multiple certificates through RISA portal and RISA directly from the US. So I think he'll be more than enough, more than capable to present this webinar today. Before we dive into the product, here's a few words about Acero Consulting Engineers. We are proud to have worked with more than 300 clients. We have delivered more than 30 products and support projects over 20 plus locations. Our team is made up of postgraduates from top structural engineering universities. We help our client enhance their productivity, streamline their workforce, and mostly get the most economical solution possible and most out of your softwares. We do that through regular knowledge posters, regular webinars, regular resources, and we ensure you keep learning and extracting more value from your tools. A quick look at what our offerings under Nimichek portfolio. So we have RISAConnection, obviously, which we'll be focusing on today, which automates steel connection and design checks. We also have other softwares from our RISA suite like RISA 3D, RISA Floor, Foundation for integrated modeling, foundation, and design. We have Adapt Builder and PTRC, that is for post-tensioning and reinforced concrete design. Allplan, which is a BIM-based design platform for architects and engineers. Finally, Bluebeam, a smart PDF collaboration tool for AC professionals as well. Along with these, we also have other softwares like Autodesk, Idea Statica, Karamba 3D, Shuriken, Adobe, and Aries Trinity from Greenbird. So with that quick overview, let's dive into RISA itself. I'll now hand it over to Kirti, who will take you through the software and its core features. So, Kirti, over to you. Thank you all once again.
Yeah, thank you, Ashwin, and I hope I'm audible, right?
Yes, perfectly audible. Thank you.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the today's session. Yeah, my name is Kirti, and I'm the structure engineer, and from here, I will take you into the RISAConnection, where we'll get to know the software capabilities for designing of the steel connection. As you can see on the slide, RISAConnection is a software from the Nemetschek group, developed specifically for the steel connection design, and it features, full 3D visualization as well as the expandable report for every of your limit state sets. And the good point is this software can work independently, but at the same time, it is easily integrated with the RISA suite, specifically for the RISA 3D and the RISA floor. Uh, Typically, as we see, the analysis and the connection design are often, treated as the separate steps. Like analysis is done in one software, and connections are, either manually designed or checked in the spreadsheet or the other software. So, RISAConnection bridges that gaps. It works easily with the RISA suite that we'll focus today, and also integrate with the other partner software. So instead of assuming the connections or doing the isolated check, you are actually designing the code compliant steel connections. And the software also covers every steel project's connection type, like whether it's an industrial shade or a commercial building or a high-rise structure. You can easily design different connection type, whether it's a beam to column or a beam to girder, a shear connection, or a beam to column end plate or a flange plate moment connections, or whether it may be the direct weld, and also the column base plate or a splice type of the connections. As you can see on the right hand side below, the software is compatible for Microsoft Windows 8 and above, with the 1 GB of RAM for 32-bit of computer, and it works well with 4 GB of RAM for the 64-bit of computers. So here are some of the key technical features, that shows the RISAConnection's practical uses for every day of our engineering work. So starting with whether you are designing the shear moment or the brace or the base plate connections, or say the HSS connections or the seismically detailed connections. So RISAConnection has covered all of these connections, as it has an interactive connection visualization workspace. Means you can review and update your connections using the 2D and the 3D views, and also you can select the specific connection parts or any of the dimensions to implement the change in a model. For example, as you change the bolt size or the plate thickness, or the weld size or the geometry, the connection update graphically within the model as well. Like you update in the spreadsheet, it update automatically in the model. So Next feature is grouping the connection by type. This is typically useful when transferring the end reactions from the RISA 3D or the RISA floor. For example, if you have, say, 50 similar beam column shear connections, and you don't have to design each one individually. Like this significantly, improves the efficiency on your large project. Next is, it allows you to define the custom anchor bolt layout, both graphically and through the tabular input, which is for the base plate design. And good point is everything stays synchronized, like the spreadsheet or even the graphics, the calculation update instantly. For example, that will also showcase in the live demonstration, like any modification made to the connection geometry, immediately updates with the design check or the unity ratio or the pass fail status. And next is, it provides the ready to use connection template with the illustration, like the visual illustration and the description. Like with a single click, a complete of the connection model is created. For example, in project, we typically deals with many different connections across a structure. So you can manage all this connection within a single project file, which makes it easy to review or to modify and maintain the consistency throughout your design. Moving forward, regarding some analysis capabilities of the RISA connection. So this is the introductory webinar of the RISA connection. So we are understanding what are the capabilities and the features of the RISA connection first, then we'll move to the software part. So it automatically updates all the design calculations, whenever you create or modify a connections. So if you change the bolt size or the plate thickness or the weld size, even the geometry, the results and the code checks update instantly. And next is the result are presented in a very clear and the color coded format that shows the pass or the fail status of each of the component, along with the governing of the unity ratio, which makes it easy to identify the critical limit state. Also, the reports can be generated with all the expandable design checks that helps you to review what matters into the full calculations when required. So the next is, it allows you to export the connection drawing in the DXF format for documentation, which can be directly shared with the detailers or the fabricators. Uh, in addition, like I mentioned, it integrates with the RISA 3D, RISA Floor, or with the partner software such as the TechLight Structure, or even with the Hilti Profis Engineering for the ankle bolt check. So we'll also discuss about the integration as we move forward. So moving forward, here are some design related features as you can see on the slide. Like it allows engineers like us to design and optimize the steel connections using the full code based check, but it is according as per the AISC or the Canadian standard. So it means like you are not over designing the unnecessarily, or which is very important, from a cost perspective. It perform all the checks as per the AISC provision, I mean, and which include the stability or the material strength or the geometry, or there might be some requirement related to the welding, which help us to ensure that our connections are neither unsafe nor the overly conservative. So next is, it also supports the practical seismic connection design for both the moment and the brace frame, which is it's for the AISC 341 and AISC 358. That is where the structures are located in the seismic region. And other capabilities is the analysis of the non-centric and the diagonal connections, like the bracing members often meet the beam or column at angles, and the force do not act through the centroid. So RISA connection captures this realistic load transfer rather than assuming the idealized conditions. For example, it supports also, I mean to say, it supports the full library of the AISC wide flange steel shapes, And regarding the bolt and the weld, yeah, the behavior can be evaluated using both the elastic and the ICR, which is the instantaneous center of rotation method, which gives the more flexibility to model the connection behavior, which is helpful for connections where rotations or the eccentricity control the design. The next is the software considered the effect such as the bolt hole deformation and the axial force in both the shear and the moment connections, which are often overlooked in manual calculations. Like with every design modification, the results update instantaneously, like which allows the engineers to quickly coverage on connections that is not only the code compliant, but also the practical for the fabrication or the site executions. So RISA connections, covers mostly all the connection types required in the steel project, including the shear connections, moment, base plates, splice, or the bracing. If you are working on any of these structure, whether the commercial or the industrial or the warehouse, you notice that uh, a shear connection often forms the majority of the framing connections, like most beams are designed to transfer the shear force into the columns, where the shear tabs or the clip angles or the in-plate shear connection come into the play. Like in the RISA connections, you can model all the shear connection types, including the straight and the skewed connections, edge beam always don't frame in the perfect right angle. So you might have ramps or the irregular floor or the architectural constant where beams connect at an angle. So instead of assuming or simplifying this connection, RISA connections helps you to model and design the skewed shear connections. So next is the moment connections. So RISA connection, in RISA, it supports the end plate or the extended end plate, the flange plate, or the HSS moment connections, or the direct weld. So these are commonly useful in the, as we all know, like the moment resisting frames, or specifically in the seismic region. Uh, so the next is the software also supports the bracing connections, including all the diagonal bracing, chevron, or the knee bracing, where axial force governs the design, along with the splice collection, whether it's a beam and column splice, which are unavoidable in project due to the fabrication, transportation, or maybe the erection constraint. Like you can model for column shear tab splice, or the beam moment plate splice, or the column moment plate splice, or the column extended in plate splice, or the it may be the column directly weld. So and last is RISA connection supports the single base plate, also the brace to column base plate connections using the wide flange, tube, and the pipe column sections. And it also includes the anchorage design, of which also features the detailed design and the analysis of the anchor bolts. So here is the I have attached the image of the interface of the RISA connection. We'll also see the software part also as we move forward. So RISA connection provide clear 2D and the 3D view of the connections. As you can see, the top is the 2D and below is the 3D view. Also, you can modify the parameters like the bolt size, the thickness, the weld size, and geometry. And in through the left hand, right hand side, which is through the parameters, so you can just adjust the parameter and it will reflect in the graphical 2D and the 3D view. And another important part is like no manual drawing is required from the user in the standalone software. Like the software automatically generates the accurate connections, geometry, and the render view, which significantly saves the amount of time and reduce the chance of drafting the errors. Yeah. So let's have a look at the RISA connections, where you will get to know how to start with the RISA connections and set up your project settings and set up the design code. Also, we'll see the available connection types in the RISA connection. So I have created a short video for you. So we are going to open the RISA connections, which is the latest version, is the version 16. And once you open the RISA connection, it checks for your cloud-based license, and the project screen will pop up where you have the options to recently open the project that has been recently closed out, or you can create your new project as well. And you have the options, once you click on new project, you have the options to fill your company and the designer detail. So I will fill my details here based on the project requirement. So this is the global project setting you can do for your project. And in the left hand side top bar, there is the file options where you will get to see again you will get to see the new connections, new project, and open the detail that are mostly similar in all of the RISA software. So the default viewer is something like, if you have already created a connections, you can use that connection for the repetitive view. You can save that connections as for a project and can use it for a later use. We'll also see how to create a default connections, save the default connection, and display it in the default viewer later. So once you click on creating the new connection, in the left hand side, you will get to see all the templates available for the shear connection. It may be the beam to column, clip angle, in plate, as you can see. And in the below, you can see the description like the steel angle shapes are connected to each of the beams. So you will get all the description of each of the contents that has been selected through the connections parameter. So once you click on any of the connection, that has been displayed in your workspace. And the left hand side is the project explorer tab. So this is your project. As you can see in the left hand side, this is the name of the new project. You can name your project and you can add multiple connection within your one project. So we'll try to create another one connection in the same project and save it. For example, if I want to add one other connections, you can just select any type of the connection. For example, I've selected the column base plate, and right now you can see on the left hand side at the top, there are two connections, one and connection two, with all the pass and the fail status as well, like it performs automatically the connection calculation and displayed as pass and fail. And within in the project tab in the top, you can see the cross and the tick symbol, which means the connection is fail and the pass. So these are the views to display the connections. You can also delete the connection by right clicking and delete that particular connections. So this is the first interface of the RISA, and again we are going to open one of my project. Like I have already created multiple connections in my project, and I'm going to open that project. So I have a number of connections already created in my project. You can add or delete the project connections based on a project, and I'm going to write the company name and the designer name, like you can fill as per your project. So that is through the global project setting. So I've just written my name here. You can just save it as a default as well. And in the solution tab next to it, you have the options to change the design code, like it supports the AISC and the Canadian code right now. You can select for the concrete for the base plate, and also the rules for the bolts and the weld analysis. And you have the options to select the code through that setting. And in the left hand side, you can see number of the connections available for that project. It has shown me the pass and the fail status as well, with the fail as the red color and pass with the green symbol. Also, you can minimize or you can adjust your screen text and the content by just dragging it, like I saw on the screen. So you can click on any of the connection and it will open that particular connections. And if you click on that minus symbol, then it will show me the overall connections So there are multiple number of connections, and RISAConnection has already grouped that connection. For example, it's already created in the alphabetical order. For example, my first project name is 1, then the second is 10, so third is the 2. So it places the connection in an alphabetical order only, so you can give the name accordingly. You can click on any of the connections, and in the top is the quick access toolbar. You have the options to create a new project or open a existing project, or create a new connection, print the report and save the report, and undo and the redo options. And on the left right hand side, you have the options for help file. If you have any of the doubts regarding the RISAConnection, you can just go through the question mark options available on the quick excel toolbar right hand right hand side, and you can check for any of the topic and check for any of the update regarding the RISAConnection and for the licensing. And also you can submit a feedback. Now we can see that all help options are also available to the file tab. This is similar to the same, and the application setting here is something different that is created for what you want to adjust for your interface. Like earlier we see the global project setting, that is through each of the project. For example, if you set up a global project setting and send the model file to any of your colleagues, then that setting will automatically be saved when he open that file in his system. But application setting is different for the individual system, like how you want to work. Also, you have the options to include the RISA logo and not to include the RISA logo in your report while generating the report in through the application settings. And also you can see the Hilti Profis integration. You can just adjust its setting through the application setting as well. So next one is, you can see the 3D view here, and you can see top hand side, you can see the three options, that is to the integration, export to RISA, export to Profis, and import from Profis. Right now, the export to RISA has been grayed out because this function only work when you have integrated your RISA 3D model to the RISAConnection. But now we have created the connections from the scratch. That's why this has been grayed out. And the next one is the export to Profis engineering. For example, if you have any of the base plate connection, you can export that into the Hilti Profis for the anchor design. We can just create a new connections, for example, column base plate, and it has already been added to my project on the right hand side under the project with the name connection 1, and it has automatically shown me the partial status as well. And once we click on export it to the Hilti through that integration, and it will display all the connections that are possible to export to the Hilti, like the base plate of the anchorage design. So right now there are two connections that can be sent to the Hilti for the anchor design. You can select any of the connections and open it in the Hilti Profis. Then it will connect and it will ask for the login details. You can just fill the login details and open it in the Hilti Profis accordingly. Right now I'm just deleting it for just to showcase. I have just opened that, and you can also import it from the Hilti as well. You can just rotate your 3D connection view just by scrolling your mouse button, and you can just see it in the isometric top, right, and the front and the left view is seen in the home tab or in the top. You have the options of opacity. It will just transparent your model, and once you click on any of the model, it will display as the white and the other parts will remain the same. And you have the options to control the setting to the option, and within the 3D view, highlight on the fly option is there. That means once you click on any of your connections, it will particularly display that connection as the white. But if you untick this option, then it will not highlight that option. So we'll see that as well. We have kept the options off, and once you click on any of the connection part, we are not going to display its connections. You can change the background color accordingly. Right now I've been changed to the white, but I will just keep it to the default color back. You can just change it to the options tab available under the home tab. The next is the unit setting that is available in the again in the home tab. Like you can convert, you can work in any of the unit like the imperial or the metric unit, whatever the unit you want to work, and you can save this unit as the default as well. And the important point is like that was the 3D view. You do have the 3D view as well. You do have the report as well. Like below of the 3D view in the screen, you will have the options of the 2D view. Then it will show you the 2D of your connections. And once you click on that options tab from the home, you have the options to, right now there are no dot, but I have selected the option to show the grid and the lines. Then it will open that grid as well in my 2D view. Right now I'm just keeping it as the default with the hiding the grid options. You can just adjust it while you are working on a project. You have the options to display the bold, you have the options to display or hide the dimensions and the loads in a 2D view through the home tab. Once you open in the 2D view, this bolds, dimension, loads tabs have been active automatically. And once you click on that, you have the options to hide or unhide that options. Again, in the graphic options, you have the options to, if you want to keep your text size bigger or the smaller, you can do it through the graphical options as well. So right now I've been gone back to my medium size. And once you click on any of the connections, it will display as the white. And once you select any of the connections part here, it will automatically take me to the connection property available on the right hand side of this image. And if you click on zoom accent, it will go back to the default shape. We will click on another connections and we'll see the different views as well. So I've selected first connection from my project, and this is the side view as you can see. And if you want to see the front view, you can just click on the front view. And in the 2D view options, it has the options of both the view. And in the right hand side, you have the options to give your connections title. You can just give your names accordingly. And the connection types is again backed out because it has something to be done from, because we have already taken the template from the RISA. So that information you can't edit, the information you have already selected, but the title you can definitely edit. You can assign the bolted or the welded accordingly, connection category. And again the loading, you can see all the informations. You can expand or collapse. All the parameter which you are going to change is only through the connection parameter or even through the graphical. So you can see my loading right now has been to loading LRFD because we have selected the AISC LRFD code. So you can also see the graphical visualization of the loading. For example, if you click on any of the column section, you can just change its size or the column sections or the other material property as well through the connection property tab. You can double click on the from the graphical view and can get a database for your connection and can assign and can search for other parameters and can assign select the shape from the options available. For example, we have selected a shape of 60 W16 into for example say 77. You can just click and it will update in the model as well. So once you click on through the connection property bar, you can just change or you can just give a size. If you remember, like I wrote just W18 into 65 and it will automatically update in the model as well. So there are different ways to assign the columns. So here what I have done is I've just selected the dimension from my graphical view and it has automatically taken me to the connection property. See, if I click on the loading, then it will just display in the loading. So here I have so this is the vice versa, like you can just select it on the connection property and it will take me back to the model as well. So we'll also see more of its feature as we move forward. Like I mentioned, RISA connections, make it easy to create and manage the connections using both the 2D and the 3D view. Wise we see, you can model a single connection or handle the multiple connection within the same project file, which is how we, usually work in the project. Also, regarding the base plate, like I mentioned, anchor bolt layout can be customized for the site and the foundation constraint. And we'll also model the moment and the shear connections and apply the loading and generate the report as we move forward. Before that, also, I would like to give a quick information about the analysis in the design. Like I mentioned, users have the options to design and optimize for the steel member, and also utilize the practical seismic connections designed for moment and the braced frame according to the AISC 341 and 358, and can also analyze for the non-centric connections such as the diagonal brace, and RISA connections, analyzes the several design code sets from the AISC, such as the stability, or the welding or the material requirement. So whether it's skewed shear tabs or the cob beams or the general stability check, it supports the ASC, ASD and the LRFD, both of the codes. And for the Canadian, it supports the LRFD standard. I mean, like if anyone working on the US project, you can try RISA connections for your compliant design, as it is one of the most preferred tools in the US. So again, the reporting is simple. It generates the detailed color-coded report with the pass and the fail check. Like you can see, we'll also show the reports. We'll also try to show the reports, and you can print the 2D and the 3D views with the code checks, equations used, and the variables like the input and the output variables. Also, you can export the DXF for documentations, and also can see the expandable limit state checks. And it also includes the code reference and automatically updated design change. So we'll also try to see how you can, review a connection result. We'll look how to modify or change the connections. So this is from the same project. So I have already listed my connections out. So if you want to create a new connection, you can just click on create new from the home tab, or through the quick access toolbar, you have the options to create a new connections. So you can just click on that and you can just create a new connection. For now, we'll create one of the moment connection. As you can see, like if you click on any of the connections, it will display, it will give me the connection type based on that particular connection, and in the below it will give me the description. For example, here I have selected the column base shear tab connection, and it has given me the information like the base edge is welded to the column and the beam wedge is connected to the base like to the plate plane. So it will give all the information as you displayed on the screen. You can also try that. For example, if I'm interested in the moment connection right now, I will just use the moment connections. And so there are the connection list for the braces, truss. So it has already distinguished all the connection types. So I've selected one of the moments. So if you want to see the detail of it, you can just click on detail view, and this is right now the direct weld. So, but what I want to show is highlight to this first one, where I will change this column sections to the SSS section, tube section. You can just click on create the connections later. And right now you can see the connections has been added to my project as well. Right now it's utilizations ratio is 0.8, and it is showing me as the pass. it will display all the pass fail status. Also, you can see the 2D and the 3D view with the top and the side view. Also, for the report in the like in the display workspace, you will have the options of 3D view, 2D view, and the report. It will show all the expandable limit state check for all of your result according to the LRFD code. Right now, you can see the calculation report one, which is the LRFD, the column connections type, name, the material property, and the input data parameters. Like it's already been included in the report. We will going to for now the moment has been applied at 720 kips inch, but we'll just change its value to the 1000, and we'll see what happens. Right now still the connection is going. We have applied the shear load of 60 kips already, and we can just change the size of the tube as well. For example, if I want to reduce the bit smaller size, you can just double click on that section and can select any of the type. 1210 by 4, for example. Now right now you can see the utilization ratio has been failed with a maximum of 4.1. You can see all the information, LRFD connections, material property information within the result, and the input data means the loading value we have applied. You can expand and collapse all the limit state check, and you will get all the abbreviation and the symbols and the values used in your connection design. You will get all the close of the AISC LRFD equation 929. Like you can see which equations have been used for this particular check. Right now you can see which component, which of this clause has been passed and which of this component has been failed. Like for the HSS column punching here, HSS local flange welding, it has been showing me the fail. We can just click on that and expand what's happening in our calculations as for that particular clause. We'll also try to fix this issue. So it gives me, I mean to say, it gives me all of the code 6 values, and you will have the informations regarding your members and the components used. Like for the member beams and columns is there, you will get all the information and the material grade. For the components also, plate, weld, and the bolts, you will get all the bolt properties and the material informations. So right now, for example, if we want to change the size, for example, if I want to change, it has solved one of my issue by changing the size. Also, you can increase the bit size, or you can change the material grade and see. Let's what I mean. I've changed the material grade and it has given me the pass result. So you don't need to, you don't need to, run the analysis like we mostly do in other software. Like once you could change any of the parameter, it will instantly update in the report sections. We can create for other connections, and for this now we are going to use the share connections, share tab, and it has already been added in my report as well. You can just change the loading values, 40 keeps. You can just change the column sections as well. You can click on the three dot, or you can just double click it, or you can just write it here. You do have the different options. It will instantly show me like the status as well, like the unit is maximum governing limit values as well. So you have the options to create your connections. If you want to copy your connection, you can just use that by clicking right click and use the copy feature, or in the home tab there is the options of clone. You can just use that clone options as well, and it will copy all the property of this particular connections. Right now you can see the connections has been copied using the clone options, and you can just give the different name and can just save it as your reference. I just wanted to show like how you can just create a copy of your connections. Also, if you want to copy all of your connections parameters property. You by not copying all the sections and loading, you can just do it by click on copy property from the home tab, and you can see the source connections is the connection 9. You are going to copy the connection property of that to the particular connections which we have created earlier, like the connection to share tab. It will not change the loadings and the symmetric section, but the connection property that we have set. And if you want to save the connections as a default and use it for your other project, you can just save it as a default, and in the default viewer it will be displayed. Like we'll also show this. So if you click on any of the connection from the project tab, and once you click on the home tab, there is options of save as default, as you can see. You can just save it as a default, and you can just give a different name. I have given the bolted connections Acero already, and you can just click on OK, and left to it. There is the default viewer. We can see the bolted connections Acero has been saved in your default viewer. So once you click on your project, other project, then you can just use that connections. It will have all the information regarding sections in the property, but loading might be different. It based on the template which you have selected, but all the other parameter will be the same. You can export your connections then after to the DXF using the file options. Under the file there is the option of export, and you have the options to export the single connections or export to DXF all of your connections, and export to RISA 3D as well, since the this options has been grayed out because we have not integrated it with the RISA 3D, but in the upcoming slide we'll see how this integration work as well. Right now, if you want to export this particular connection, single connection, you have the options to export in the DXF. You can just adjust the units and it will save in your temporary folder, like in any of your folders. So I've just saved it in my local drive. You can just give it your name, and the DXF file has been successfully created. And if I open that file, then you can see the default side view and the front view of that connections in your AutoCAD. So you have the options to print a report or print the screen. Means this particular screen will be printed, and through the quick access toolbar available at the top, or through the file options as well. So under the file option, there is the options of the print screen and the print report. So if we are interested in printing the report, you will see all the connections that we have already added. So you can have the options what to include and what not to include in the report. For example, if I want to add uh, all of this connection, I can just click on select Control A and select this. And if I want to remove or want to exclude some of the connections from the report, I can just use the remove options. And we can also see the preview of the connections, and it will show me all the available dates and the RISA connection versions you are using. Right now it has been 16, and the report has been the generated report date as well, with all the project titles which you have filled earlier. Right now it has showing just my name for a reference. You have the options to include this RISA logo or your company logo in your report as well. So it will give you all the report options, and you can just generate the report and save it in the PDF. So the next is RISA connection. Is still like the still connection design software, and but it operates independently, like we see, or fully integrated with the RISA 3D and the RISA floor. For example, you can export your structure model from the RISA 3D or the RISA floor if you are the existing RISA users. Then you can directly integrate into the RISA connections and perform a connection design. And also then can send the updated result back to the RISA 3D. Like within the RISA connections, you can modify the key connections parameter, then like the number of bolts or the clip angle size or the clearance for all of your valid connections. Next is RISA connection include the integration with the Hilti profis like you see on the screen below. It is for the anchorage design, means on the ankle bolt side, it supports the pull out and the tear out design in collaboration with the Hilti software. Also, it integrates with the partner software package for the tech-like structure for the design and detailing of the steel connections. We will have a look how the workflow work in the plumbing slide. So here are the key steps for RISA 3D to the connection integration. Firstly, if you are the RISA user, like RISA 3D, if you use, then you should first define the desired connection rules in the RISA 3D. And once defined, you can have the options to assign the connection rule to your appropriate member ints in the model within the RISA 3D or either the RISA floor. The next is users can define the load combination that is required for the connection design, to ensure the analysis, and you can run the solution in RISA 3D, and after you run the solution, you can just transfer the model to the RISA connections. And at last, like user have the options to open the connection result spreadsheet to review the specific warning message related to the connections. We'll see how this workflow works in the next slide. So this will be specifically helpful if you are the existing RISA user and want to perform the connection design by integrating it with the RISA 3D. So this is the kind of the sample which this is the kind of the image you can see. We will take some of the connection and we'll just integrate it with the RISA connections. And we will also review this particular connection in RISA 3D and then troubleshooting the connections warning as well within this slide. So we are going to open the RISA model for this image. So again, the same project information, you might be familiar with the RISA 3D. If you are new to the RISA 3D, we have multiple webinar on the RISA 3D recorded on our YouTube channel. You can just go and watch through each of them. So here are the diaphragms. So we have just hide the diaphragms right now. We have the walls, we have the frames. So right now you can see it has not been rendered properly. We can just adjust its render view. Right now you can see some of these elements have been moved out from the wall. So if we click on adjust the model view setting, you might be familiar with all of these talks. So you can just give the percentage of render length. Right now it has been set to 80. If you click on 100%, then all looks fine now for me. We'll select the particular connection and assign the connections rule and then export it to the RISA connections. So in the left hand side in the Explorer tab, there is the connections rule tab. So once you click on connections rule, this for the hot roll steel, the connections labels and the types are automatically observed. So for the girder and the beams, the column, the in-plate moment, the connection type, whether it's a shear moment or the base, and according to the type that are available in the RISA connection, it is automatically displayed here. And you can assign the different, you can set the connection rule to your members. And if you want to add more of the connections, you can just write, for example, if I'm writing the chevron brace for the seismic, you can just select the connection type and you can just give it a label. Label is just a name. You can just use a brace and it is for the, not the vertical, it is for the seismic. So first is, you can set up the connection rule through the Explorer tab and then you can assign it to your member ints. Right now, for example, if I zoom in, I can select any of the member, and in the left hand side, you can see the RISA connection properties. And within that, you can assign your start or the end connections name. Right now, it has been set to none. and the start and the end is the I and the J end release. If you want to see which end is the I end and J end, you can just go it through the home tab, and you can just display the I and the J end, and you can see the I end is the red one and J end is the green one. So you can assign a connection rule to your end. You can just select it, and in the left hand side in the property bar for the in connection, I can say, for example, this is a brace, so I can assign the vertical brace. And within the member tab from the left hand side data entry, you can see the different types of the member that has been all the members used in the models have been displayed here for the hot release screen, and we are going to dock it in the right hand side so that we'll review the particular members and its connection type. For example, in the number 47, you can see the M55, because since this our member is M55 is highlighted, so it has been assigned to the vertical brace, like we just assign the vertical brace to our member M55 end. So once you click on that, you can just go to the load combination for which of the load combination you want to solve. And in the load combination generator, if you are new to this theory, you can generate your load combinations. And in the design tab, you can see it's for the connections design. You can see the different types of the tick and the untick options for the particular load combination. You can select as per the requirement and can solve. I will going to solve the base plus symbol. It will give me the maximum governing limit. For that analysis model, it will solve the RISA 3D analysis model first. Sorry. Then in the member force tab, once you analyze the result or like the model, you have the options of member force, and you are going to see the end reactions here. That reaction is going to integrate into your RISA connection model for the connection design. So for that particular member M55, we are going to see that particular member like M55, that is the axial, and that value of the shear force for that combination is going to transmit or integrate into the RISA connection for that connection design. Also in the solve tab option in the home, you have the options to design the connections. So we'll also run this, and you can see two input connection in the model are invalid. We'll also troubleshoot this connection error later. So if you have the RISA 3D and the RISA connections on your system, then it will automatically launch the RISA connections. Right now, you can see on the screen. Also, you can, since it has already opened in my left hand side, I will also quickly show you. You can just display the unity check and the connections rule assigned in a RISA model as well. So the connections result has been calculated. It is showing me fail or pass with the some pass fail symbols here. We'll also show this in the RISA connection software right now as well. If you want to see which are the connections rule we have assigned for that particular bracing, you can also display that particular information as well. So right now for this one, both the connection has been assigned as the vertical brace, and for this one, end has been go. So since we mentioned that it has integrated with the RISA connection, all the connections, connection category of the rules that has been assigned has been opened in the RISA connections, and you can see the project explorer tab as well, where the connections has been assigned. It will show me the pass and the fail ratio. And the tab is little bit different because here you can see at the top you have the options of project, group, and connections. You can this has been backed out right now. You can just solve the connection by group as well. Let's see this. So you can click on any of the connection in a project explorer tab at the left. That is to the integration of the RISA 3D. It has like whatever the connection we have assigned, it has already been transferred to the RISA connections right now. So you can see in the RISA connection result, you can also see it is showing the invalid or the missing connections that we are going to troubleshoot actually, for this F2 number one connection F2B22. We are going to see which connection is that in the RISA 3D and what's happening with the particular connections. Invalid or the missing supporting connection member error we are going to see. We can just dog this window in the left hand side to just view to match it with the graphical view. And once you click on that, it will show me particularly that member. The first member is this one, and we can just generate its report as well, like so what's happening in that particular connections. And if you are facing any of the troubleshooting error, you can just click F1 from your keyboard and it will take me to the RISA 3D help file. And you can just click on the RISA 3D integrations from the model bar, or you can just search it RISAConnection integration, and in that you will see the troubleshoot options for the RISA connection integration. For example, here is written, if you have any difficulties getting a RISA 3D model to integrate its connection, you should have defined the connections member incorrectly. That will going to visualize right now. And for the moment and the continuous beam over the column connections, you have the different options to troubleshoot your connection that you can explore this page as well. We'll go back into that model and we'll see how to change the memo informations. So right now for that particular this member, the connection rule has been assigned as the girder beam. And but as you can see in the top, the member has been assigned as the column. That's why it has been showing me some warning. So I will just change its member type to the beam, and we'll just resolve the model. Then I hope I should not get this error. Once you click on the connection result property again, you can again design a particular connections. The first is you need to run your RISA 3D model, and that is for the connection design. The connection is running, yeah. So right now you can see that error has been moved out, we are not getting that error, but we are getting the geometric restriction at beam. That is some different error. We'll also see how to fix this or troubleshoot this issue. So once you these are the particular connections category we have defined in the RISA connections. And right now you can see one connections have been added. Earlier it was showing as 5. Right now by solving that particular connection B22, it has showing me the girder beam click angle as well. We'll see like how we can right now we have see the RISA 3D workflow, but we'll see how to open this connection in RISA connection, and we'll change the connection types. Yeah. So again, the same model. So we'll see here how to fix open that connection. So this is the connection result that we have seen previously, the geometric restriction at the beam. You can click on any of the connections and you can just generate the report as well. You have the option in the left hand side. You have the options of detailed report. If you are the existing RISA user, you can just click on this report tab and click on any of the member to generate the report. But below the report tab, there is the connection report tab. You can just click on the connections. But also you can right click off through the spreadsheet and connection detail result. You can click and you will generate a detailed report in the RISA connection. Right now you can see the launching RISA connection. We have opened that particular connection in the RISA 3D, and it is opening me in the RISA connections. So you can see we are getting the error of geometric restriction at the beam that is expandable in the report form. Then we can analyze and observe more clearly here. You will also see the options, all of your connections from the RISA 3D model by different categories are listed here, and some have been not solved here. That's why you are seeing YNA, but you can solve it within the RISA connections. For that, you can just we have opened the FB22 at the J in connections, and that's why it has been showing FB22J. And once you click on connection, it will solve me the connections. And once you right click on any of the connections type, like for the braces, we have different types of the braces connections in that RISA model, and it has already created me for all of it has already transported or like integrated it into the RISA connection, and we can solve for the group by right clicking on the solve group or through the home tab available at the top. So we can do all for individual connections also for the project, and once it has been sold, you can get to see the utilization ratio along with the pass fail status. Along in the workspace, you are going to see the cross and the tick symbol if it has been failed or passed. So similarly for all of my projects, right now we are going to solve our connections here. So right now all of my connections have been solved out, but we are getting some connection is pass and fill, but we'll look into one of the particular connection and troubleshoot how we can work on the particular connections. So you can see for that B22 at the J end, it is showing me the utilization ratio of 0.6 and its status has been failed, geometric restriction at the beam. If you want to see the 3D view, we can also see the 3D view as well. Also the 2D view, we can see any of the view. You can see all the expandable limit state code set. So for the 3D view for that particular connection, you can see also you can see the plates has been extended from my beam and the column. That's why it is showing me the geometric restriction at the beam. You can just fix this issue, or you can see the isometric top and the front view of this connection as well. You can just click on any of the parameters. Like if you click on any of the bolt, it will take me to the connection property bottom at the left. For example, I will change this plate with one bolt with 3 bolt on each row, so that it will fit into my beam and the column and will not extend out of it. As you can also see here the difference, like some of the elements have been faded out because right now we have integrated the RISA 3D model with the RISA connection, and you can't control all the things when integrated with the RISA connection. That's why most of the parameters have been backed out. So for the loading also, if you click on the custom, no, that's why it has been showing me you can't edit this value. But if you click the custom loading, if you want to click it on S, then you can just create your own custom loading as well. But it's prefer to use the software generated values of the loading. That is basically the int reactions transferred from the RISA 3D model. So you can just adjust it parameter. You can just click on it, and we can just adjust the one row with 3 bolt on each of the side. Similarly for that row, we can just click on one row and 3 bolt on each of the side. So right now we have just adjusted parameter. Right now the plate has been come into my beam and the column. Also you can see the particular combinations here. This is the combination which might be different from the RISA 3D as well, because in the RISA 3D, the governing combination will be for your overall analysis model, and in the RISA connection, that will be the governing combination for your particular connections. So you can just scroll, you can just render it 360 view, and you can just click on the report sections. Right now it has showing me not the report, but once we click on the connections and solve it, it will just display me the connections value. Right now you can see the geometric restriction as beam has been passed because we have fixed that issue, but we are still seeing the geometric restriction at the column. For now, we are going to analyze what's happening in our position of this spacing. We can fix that issue. I want to see it in the 2D view. Right now you can see if I want to change the adjust is if I want to adjust the spacing or the size of the angles, I hope you are going to get this issue fixed. I can just change the section size, angle section size, maybe a little bit small, 3.5 by 5, and maybe the bold size I am going to half inch. You can just connections, and you can just check it. Still I'm getting the field, but I'm going to fix this edge distance issue, like edge distance. It is showing me the restriction of the edge distance. So I'm just changing it to 1.1, and means it will show you at the report like which of the issue you are facing, so that you can just adjust it through the spreadsheet. And will right now you can see all of my issue has been passed. This is the modeling related issue, like the spacing and the modeling, so we have just fixed this issue. This way you can just troubleshoot it, and once you have calculated this, you can just export it into your RISA 3D model, and it will update your RISA 3D model back as well. So in the top, you can see under the home tab, you have the option of export to RISA and the detach option. Once you click on detach, this file will be not work independently with a RISA 3D model, and you cannot reattach it again. So it will give you the pop-up warning once you click on that. So, but I will just click on no, and I will just export it to the RISA 3D. And once you click on RISA 3D, then once you open the RISA 3D, you will get a pop-up warning like the connections have been modified, like the connection result warning you will get. And again, the same model you can see for number one, FB22, on the left hand side, you are seeing the geometric restriction at beam under the limit state. But once you fix that issue, once you click on yes, then this issue will automatically going be solved. You can see the bolt tension at the column. So the geometric restriction limit has already been gone out, and the member is showing me as the pass. Means you can integrate it with the RISA connection, and your RISA 3D model will also automatically update once you export it to the RISA connections. Once you export the connection from RISA 3D to the RISA connection to the RISA 3D. So yeah, that's the software part. And regarding the case study, RISA do have the several case study that shows the real project application of the software. You can explore them at the risa.com/case study. Like this also highlights, like, what challenges the RISA users or the earlier RISA users are facing in their projects, and how engineers have applied the RISA to overcome the complex design challenges. So you can just explore the case studies to understand how connection problems are solved using the RISA tools. So regarding the licensing, it's a cloud-based license that offers the users a flexible system with no named users, and it is managed through the customer portal. Like you can access it at portal.risa.com, and it's your one-stop hub for everything that RISA provide. Like you can manage your software license, or download the update and access to the support resources. Also, you will have the link to the tutorial documentations or the examples or the technical update through this portal. And regarding the licensing, yeah, the RISA connection and all of the RISA products is a cloud-based subscription license. Like multiple users can be assigned under a single license through this user portal. But as we already mentioned, like one active user can use it at a time. And in the right hand side, you can see the snip of how the RISA portal look like. In the overview tab, you will see the snip of all the RISA product you have. Like I have all of my RISA 3D, RISA connections, RISA flow, and um, and using the user drop down below, admin can add or remove the multiple users under your RISA license, so you can manage all the subscription for your organization as well through this portal. The latest version of the RISA connection is the version 16, and which has been updated on 2025. And the new version is supposed to be released in the first quarter of 2026 this year. There have been several, corrections made in the 16 as compared to the last 15. You can just explore the features at the risa.com slash new features. Uh, if I highlight, it included the new HSS beam to HSS column moment connections and expand the capabilities for the hollow sections. And now you can also, perform the anchorage check and benefits from the like the pinned connections, column-based integration for more consistent result. Also, the HSS truss connections limit state have been expanded along with the steel tube institute examples. So you can find more information and the details about the additional features through the RISA portal. You can go through it. So we came at the conclusion today, and this slide summarize the today's session. I hope we discussed about the RISA connections and got to know like how it supports the connection design, and we discussed it key features and the design capabilities and some of the applications and highlighted its integration with the RISA 3D. I believe from this introductory session, you get to understand like how RISA connections can be applied in your steel connection design project. So we'll display some of the poll questions here, and then after we can take a few questions.
Yes, thanks a lot, Kirti. So you will see some poll questions here, mainly about the visa connection and about the webinar that's being presented here today. You will notice a Q&A chat box on the top. So if you have any questions, now is the time. We would love to hear any query you might have, any question you might have regarding visa, and we love to solve it right here. And we are getting a lot of positive response. That's always good to hear. So yeah, of course, if you have any questions, please do write to us in the Q&A chat box. We will try to answer all the questions live right now, right here. Till then, we also have some frequently asked questions that I personally, as a sales representative, get uh, a lot, like very frequently. So, Kirti, I have 2 to 3 questions. We'll just start with the very basic one. So there used to be a RISA base software that is for the base plate design and anchor bolt design. So can you just please let us all know, is this the same software? Is it different, or is it being replaced by RISA Connection?
Yeah, thank you, Ashwin, for the question. Yeah, RISA base you mentioned is no longer supported. Like its functionality for the base plate and the anchor bolt, design has been replaced by the RISA connection, which provides, a more comprehensive and the modern solution. RISA connections, you can design the standalone column or the column with the vertical brace for the base plate that performs both steel checks and the concrete anchorage checks is per the ACI provisions. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot for that, Kirti. So does RISA Connection support cast in situ and anchors, installed anchors, or for both for base
Uh,
plate?
Okay, so RISA connections, typically as the base plate is bolted to the concrete with the headed bolts that are embedded into the concrete. And currently, like you mentioned, the types of the anchor it support. Currently, the cast in place anchors are supported in the RISA connections. Like you can carry it out the detailed analysis and design of the anchor rods to the supporting concrete pedestal. But you have to note that the anchorage design is available with the steel code that is configured to the LRFD. However, Hilti Profis could perform the check for their post-installed anchor. As you can link the RISA connection with the Hilti Profis for the anchor bolts for the design. Like, I hope this helps to address
Yep.
the query.
Yep. Thanks a lot. So we have a question from one of our attendees. Mr. Sandeep is asking, when can we expect AISE 360 2022 integration in RISA connection? Do we have any update on that?
I think ASP3, I think this has already been included in the previous version, which is the version 16. Or if it has not been included, I think it will be included in the latest version. But I hope this has been included, already included. Or we'll check and get back to you. I think the 2022, yeah. Maybe in the upcoming version, or I think it has already been. I will check and will forwarded you the email. But I believe it has been included.
Okay. So last question, does RISA connection capture prying effect on bolt design, and what about seismic design for steel connections?
Yes, it accounts for the prying action in the bolt tension, and yeah, it's truly applicable, particularly in the moment connection or the in plate or in the base plate type configuration. What I understand is the software evaluates the additional tensile force included in the bolts due to the plate deformation, and uh, include this effect in the overall bolt tension check. So yeah, basically this is determined with the following two checks. I have already carried out this prime test effect earlier as well, considering the minimum thickness and the bolt strength. Alternatively, the effect of the pranks can be considered using the alternative method that has been specified in the AISC manual. And for the seismic design, like I mentioned, it supports the connection design in accordance with the AISC 341 and 358. It performs the code check for the stability, like I mentioned, the strength and the ductility to ensure that your connections meet the seismic detailing and performance requirement when subjected to the seismic load.
Thanks a lot for that, Keith. So we have few more questions. So, Mr. Santosh wanted to ask, can we apply the connection if my frame is customized? For example, if my frame is tube section and column is L section as B.
Can you just repeat that question?
Sure. So can we apply the connection if my frame is customized? For
Hmm.
example, if my frame is of tube section and column, tube section column and L section as B.
So, RISA connections, they do have the default connection type. You mentioned, your frame is of tube section and uh, angle section as the beam. But like I saw in one of the example, you can just select its particular connection type, and you can just change the the connections. You can just customize it. Yes, it can be possible. That I have shown. Like, if you remember, there is one moment connections with the I sections beam connected to the I section, but I have applied the I, it changes to the tube sections. This is not by user default, but you can just customize it, but you have to get out of that parametric template, and you just have to apply the more connection user defined connection report, and that way you can do.
Okay. And when can we expect horizontal bracing in RISA connection? Horizontal bracing is possible in RISA, is it not?
Right now, the vertical bracing is possible. For horizontal, right now it's not.
Not possible. And when like Mr. Ganesh wants to know, since we are directly in contact with RISA, Mr. Ganesh wants to know is that something that we have in the pipeline? Is that something we are working on and
Yeah,
working on integrating?
we have received such queries from our client earlier, and it's already
Yes.
being on the radar of the RISA. So maybe hoping in the upcoming version, which is going to release in the quarter first of this year, hope they are going to address this issue.
Yes. So one of the benefits of going and coming to these webinars and connecting with Acero is that we are constantly in connection with the RISA US team. We frequently have meetings. Kirti can let you know about the recent meeting he had regarding RISA 3D and also some of the code compliances that we told him that we require as per our Indian clients. So that is one of the benefits of coming to these webinars, connecting with us, and letting us know because connecting with you guys lets us understand what the end user problem is, and then we can connect with the RISA team. And as a channel partner, kind of ensure that all of these minor problems, all of these uh, basically missing features or list of codes that are not available are integrated into the system as soon as possible, or at least we put them on the radar for the RISA team so that that is something that they are working on actively right now. So I don't see any new questions.
So just to address the query that we received from Mr. Sandeep Sigdel, I just checked it, and regarding its query regarding when can we expect the AISC 36022 integration in the RISA connections. So
Mhm.
right now, AISC 36016, which is the 15th edition, is the latest. And for the 360, I think it's already in the radar of the RISA, and I hope in the latest revision, which is going to be released in the this year, the quarter one, it is going to be updated, I think. But in the RISA 3D, the AISC 360 has already been updated,
Right.
36022 edition.
And Mr. Sandeep, you can follow us on LinkedIn because we post regular updates of all our softwares. We include anything that is being added as a feature. We include all the minor updates, all the code updates that are being followed up, and we also generally upload all the things that are currently in works with the RISA team. So following us and getting connected to us will also be will also help you connected to the software that you're using right now. So, since we don't have any other questions, we can move on. So, if you like to explore RISAConnection, we encourage you to try the free 10-day trial. Uh, it includes all the set of features and full support. So, during your trial period, we as Acero, as a channel partner, we will provide you the complete technical support, whether it's related to a connection design or anything related to the software. Even without a purchase, we interact actively interact with our clients who are in the during the trial period so that they get complete support and as well as they get an idea of what our support system will be like once you actually go on with the purchase. So you can download it directly from risa.com or just simply write to us at solutions@0 and we'll help you get started. Here is some of the customers that are currently using RISA right now. So RISA is trusted by engineering firms worldwide, as you might know. So from consultants to industrial design houses and infrastructure specialists, its adaptation has been growing because of its speed, its accuracy, and its ease of transition from all the other platforms that you are or might be working on currently today. So some of our clients had some very good things to say about RISA. So our customer consistently highlight three key strengths of RISA basically. So first is the balance of power and simplicity. So making it robust enough to handle complex and complete structure design, but without making it too complex, right? Second is the exceptional customer support that our engineers have been working on for the last many years. so which is considered one of the best in class. And third and lastly, the strength of the integrated workflow that the complete RISA suite provides. So basically, RISA 3D foundation and connection work seamlessly together through the director application, and which saves you time and avoid you. Right. Coming to the support and learning at Acero and RISA, support is a priority you get. So we have dedicated channels via phone, email, and online help. We coming to the licensing, as Preeti mentioned, that the license will be a cloud-based annual subscription, which will offer flexible licensing and learning resources to get you started. So we do consistent webinars. We do approximately 2 to 3 webinars every month. And we also have courses, tutorials, manuals, and knowledge bases. So you can explore RISA 3D. And if you want, we can share all these with you. All you have to do is just write to us. So also you can find the details on training.risa.com to get certified and stay updated. Before we wrap up, we also have two exciting sessions coming up. So next session we have on All Plan, which is a leading BIM and design solution for AEC professionals. That is on 23rd January or next Friday. Another webinar we have planned for is RISA 3D. RISA 3D, as you know, is part of the RISA Suite. It's for 3D analysis designed for structures across steel, concrete, timber, aluminum, masonry, and more. So that will be something to keep an eye out in the month of February, right? As I said, we consistently do webinars. We post a lot on our LinkedIn. So just, if you can follow us to, keep updated. Here's our contact details. So you can note down our number. Here's our email ID. And if you want to visit us, we are based out of Noida, Sector 57. We welcome you to come visit us in our office. And if anyone wants to call us or write to us, we are always available as well. And lastly, on behalf of the Acero Consulting Engineers, I want to thank you all for joining us today. If you'd like a personal demo session, a custom code, or discuss any software integration with your current workflows, please reach out to me directly. The number given on the screen previously, you can that connects with me. So yeah, with that said, I think we can wrap this here today. So thank you all once again, and thank you Preeti, for the wonderful session. See you all in the next webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.